General Motors is in some pretty serious trouble when it comes to their sales in China. For example, in 2018, GM sold more than 2 million cars in China. This year, it's on track to sell less than 1 million. That's a problem. But General Motors does have a very interesting joint venture with two other companies, and they are producing some truly revolutionary new electric vehicles. This is one that I think might, but absolutely should, not only come to the US, but should become a global electric car for General Motors. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel. Really appreciate your support. Thank you to our Patreons. Really could not do this without you guys. And thank you to our members. If you want to be a member, I'll put a link in the description below. Also, if you want to be a patron, I'll put a link there as well. Once a giant in China, GM, not so much anymore. They're struggling. Why? Well, they don't produce many EVs, except in China, where, well, they do produce EVs, but only through a tri-venture. That's a tri-venture with, and it's known as the SAIC GM Wuling or SGMW partnership, which sells, in fact, the third largest number of EVs in the world. And it's one of the reasons why Joe Biden and Mary Barra said or claimed that General Motors leads the world when it comes to electric cars. Obviously, that wasn't true. But the point here they were making was that they do make cars, EVs in particular, not just in the US, but also a lot of them in China. They make one of the world's best-selling EVs, in fact, a top 2 global electric vehicle seller on the sales charts, the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. Now, this is another vehicle built by that partnership. And frankly, I would be absolutely shocked if GM didn't decide to bring these to North America. I mean, they could just build these in China, ship them over as parts, reassemble them in the US, and sell them at an absolute bargain price. This thing, in my view, would sell like crazy in Australia, North America, Europe, many places around the world. Frankly, it's just too good for them not to do it. Right now, this partnership, SGMW, makes China's cheapest and their most popular electric car, the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. And it's priced from 6,000 Australian dollars. That's around 4,000 US dollars. Now, the reality is GM, Wuling and SAIC, they only make $27 per car. But because of subsidies, manufacturer subsidies, they actually end up making about 1,000 US dollars per car, which means they make around 20% gross margins, which is a really good margin for the automotive industry, considering GM's gross margin usually sits at around 10%. Between January and April 2022, SGMW sold 95,000 Wuling Hongwan Mini EVs in China. That's 20,000 more examples than the 75,000 Tesla Model Ys delivered across the same period. Now, though, SGMW are taking on the off-road lifestyle market with this new electric vehicle, which it looks a lot like a Suzuki Jimny. But I think it's way cooler for one big reason. It's powered by electricity. Now, as you can see, the side profile shot shows large exterior mirrors mounted to the doors, while two smaller unidentified objects are affixed to its front guards. They look like they could be part of the car's semi-autonomous level 2 driving system. The Chinese electric car similarities to the Suzuki Jimny don't stop there. It features a boxy design with side steps, roof rails, and off-road tires with a huge amount of ground clearance. And one of the big advantages of this vehicle versus the Suzuki Jimny, as we've seen, electric cars are actually much better for off-roading than gasoline-powered cars. Precise torque motor control is one of the key reasons for that. Car News China says that this new model will be based on the electric platform used by the Baozhang Kiwi. That's a better-equipped version of the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. It's more expensive as well, but the off-road model will be powered by 2 electric motors, not just one. The Baozhang Kiwi single electric motor makes 40 kilowatt. So that would mean in dual motor guise, this would have a front motor with 40 kilowatt, a rear motor with 40 kilowatt for a total of 80 kilowatt. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is more than the Suzuki Jimny 75 kilowatt with its only 1.5 litre petrol engine. That's about 140 horsepower. Not a whole lot, but this is not a big car. Now, the Baozhang Kiwi actually has 2 different motors you can spec it with. One of those is 54 horsepower, the other one's 68 horsepower. I'm going to guess they're going to put the 2 68 horsepower motors on this vehicle, meaning it would have a total of nearly 140 horsepower, which would be plenty of power for a vehicle this size. So how big is it actually? Well, unfortunately, they haven't yet released the size, but looking at the size of this vehicle in the video, it looks like it's around about 3.4 meters long, meaning it's quite a small car. And therefore, it should be priced very affordably. Considering this tri-venture between General Motors, SAIC, and General Motors only builds budget EVs, I'd be shocked if it was any more than 10,000 US dollars. Could you imagine one of these in the United States selling for 10,000 US dollars? It would be insanely popular. General Motors would sell hundreds of thousands of these. It's almost a guarantee. Imagine the youth market. Remember, not everyone wants a massive pickup truck, and the truth is, these actually come with some pretty advanced safety features, which would probably make it well and truly safe enough. So the question is, will General Motors actually sell them in the US? Well, so far we haven't heard that they have any plans to do so. So, frankly, they might not. But I think, considering the feedback this car's already seeing in forums, GM Authority has already posted an article on their site talking about this vehicle, hyping it up, and for good reason. It's pretty impressive. There is a good chance that General Motors will change their mind and bring it to the United States. Personally, I love it. And I would actually be more than happy to pay 10,000 US dollars for one of these, or even more. What about 20,000? Would you pay 20,000 for one of these? I think whatever the case may be, GM could make a really good margin on these cars, seeing how they can manufacture them at such an incredibly cheap price in the United States. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.